Welcome everyone. Today I am going to explain you about the concept of the Dhatu Poshan Nyay. Basically, Dhatu Poshan Nyay it has having three words: Dhatu, Poshan, and Nyay. Dhatu is a gross biological structure which bear and support the body, which has the ability to provide the nourishment to the inter dhatus. Poshan, that is the nourishment. Nyay, Pramane Arth Parikshanam Nyay, the examination of the object with the proof. It means that Dhatu Poshan Nyay is a principle, law, or hypothesis in regarding the mode of the formation and nourishment of the dhatu in Ayurveda perspective. The formation and nourishment of the dhatu is continuous process occurring starting from the embryonic stage of the fetus to the till death. We are what we are eat through the process of the metabolic process. So each and every aspect in our body, either it is the dosh or dhatu, it is basically their formation and nourishment is entirely depending upon the what we are eat. So the concept, as per the concept of the Sarva Dravyam Panchamautikam Asminarte, the Ahar Dravya is basically constituted by the Panchamahabhuta. In same way, the Dhatu also constituted by the Panchamahabhuta. So whenever we ingest the Panchamahabhuta constituted Ahar, so first of all it get digested by the interaction of the Jataragni. Through this process, Jataragni separate the Panchabhautik qualities which are potentially present within that ahar. So then after Bhutagni recognize the Panchabhautik quality which are potentially present in that ahar ras, and then after it redistribute that Panchabhautik qualities. So before utilization of the dhatu. So it has been said that so whatever the food that we are ingesting, they are not directly utilized by the dhatu. So they are in the vijatiya form. It must be converted into from the vijatiya to the sajatiya. So then after dhatu can utilize it. So this process or is biology, this type of biological transformation has been exhibited by the interaction of the Bhutagni. So Bhutagni, which is basically recognize the whatever the Panchabhautika constitute which are present within that food, then after redistributed it. So the dhatu can enable to get their needed Panchabhautik nutrients from that aharas and they get nourished. So for example, dhatu, it is mainly get nourished by the jala qualitative mahabhut. In the same way, asti dhatu is get nourished by the prithvi and vayu dominated qualitative food. In the same way, so the whatever the dhatus are there, so they get nourished by the whatever their needed nutrients or qualitative panchabhautik particle which are present in the aharas. It means that aharas, but the digested aharas by undergoing the different 7 stages and eventually it form the one of the 7 dhatus in our body. It means that ahar ras or ras dhatu is the main basic element which provide the nourishment to the all the dhatu. But how it is provide the nourishment to the each and every dhatus in our body? What is the mode of the transformation or transportation? What is the time taken for the formation of the dhatu? This all features has been basically explained by the different type of the principle, law or hypothesis which has been explained in an Ayurveda. Through that principle or that law, we can understood the way of the mode of the dhatu formation and nourishment in the context of the transformation, transportation, time taken for the formation of that dhatu, and that all principle or which are explained in the Ayurveda, they are as first is the Kshirdhati Nyaya, second is the Kedarkulya Nyaya, next Kale Kapot Nyaya, then after Ekakal Dhatu Poshan Nyaya. So we will discuss each and every Nyaya one after another. So first of all, Kshirdhati Nyaya. What is about the Kshirdhati Nyaya? Kshirdhati Nyaya also called as a complete transformation process. Kshir means that milk, Dadi means that curd. So this principle also recognized as a Sarvatma Parinam Paksh or Kram Parinam Paksh. Sarvatma Parinam Paksh means the complete transformation of the one substance to the other substance, and Kram Parinam Paksh means that whatever the transformation, the complete transformation is take place, which follows some particular order. It means that complete transformation of the Purva Dhatu into Uttar Dhatu by following the particular order by the action of the Dhatu Agni. So it is about the Kshirdhati Nyaya. So in which that Rasad Raktam Tato Masan Medost Asti Astu Majjam Majja Tat Sukram Sukrat Garbha Prasad. So it means that whatever the basic, it is completely converted into the Rakta Dhatu, and Rakta Dhatu is completely converted into the Mas Dhatu, and so on. Like the Kshir is completely converted into Dadi, and Dadi is completely converted into Takara completely converted into the Naudi, and so on. So this is the basic explanation and basic mode of the feature of the Kshirdhati Nyaya, in which that Purva Dhatu is completely converted and transformed into the Uttar Dhatu. So on this regarding whatever the explanation it has been given in the Kshirdhati Nyaya, so Chakrapani has some queries against this principle. So he questioned that how the Purva Dhatu is completely converted into the Uttar Dhatu. If it is so, if the person is on fasting for the 3 to 4 days, so the Ras Dhatu should be depleted in his body. In the same way, if the person is having on the fasting up to the 30 days, thus the 6th Dhatu will be depleted in his body. Only Sukra Dhatu will be existed in his body. But practically it is not so. So whatever the query which is raised by the Chakrapani, so for this query, Dalan has been given a justification regarding the what is the exact meaning of the Kshirdhati Nyaya and how the Dhatus are formed through this process. Dalan commentary. So whatever the food that we are intaking, it basically primarily it is divided into the two parts by the interaction of the Jataragni, that is the Sar and Kita portion. So Sar has a two forms, one is the two parts, one is the Shushma and Sthul. So whatever the stool portion is there, which is remain intact with that relative dhatu, and whatever the Shushma portion is there, it move forward to provide the nourishment to the other dhatu. So whenever the person is on fasting, so their related dhatu will not reduce, because that stool portion is remain intact on that dhatu, which is otherwise provide the nourishment to that. So there is no depletion of the dhatus take place whenever the person is on fasting. So it is the exact justification about that principle by the Dalan. The second principle, that is the Kedar Kulya Nyaya. So Kedar Kulya Nyaya is the principle of the field and channel or transportation process. Kedar means a paddy field, or it is in the context of the dhatu, so it may be related to the muscle tissue, osseous tissue, adipose tissue, or blood tissue. Kulya means the canals or canal or channels, or in the context of the dhatuva srotas, or it may be related to the blood vessels, microcapillaries, or circulation. So this according to Kedar Kulya Nyaya principle, the process of the dhatu is linked with irrigation of the field by the water through the channel. So this here the channels are related to dhatuva srotas, and so whatever the water is there, that is related to the ahar ras, and whatever the field is there, that is in the context of the dhatu. So it means that this principle clarify that ahar ras, by circulating through the specific dhatuva srotas, by it provide the nourishment to the dhatus with the dhatus by the action of the Dhatuvagni. So with the help of the Vyan Vayu, the ahar ras enter into the ras dhatu and behave like the ras dhatu and provide the nourishment to the ras dhatu, and then after it is followed, it is enter into the rakta dhatu and behave like a rakta dhatu and provide the nourishment to the rakta dhatu. So in this way, so with the help of the Vyan Vayu, through the course of its circulation through the specific dhatuva srotas, the dhatu get its nourishment by acquiring its needed nutrient from that ahar ras and get nourished. So this is the mode of the formation and nourishment of the dhatu in the context of the Kedar Kulya Nyaya. This is the Kale Kapot Nyaya. Kale Kapot Nyaya, it is the selective process. Kale means that the field where all the grains are heaped up after cutting the crop. So it is related to the ahar ras. And a kapot means a pigeon, or it is related to the poshak dhatu. So this principle states that the individual, the selection of all these principles explain that selection of the individual item of the individual requirement by the individual dhatus from the ahar ras, which contain all the dhatu needed nutrients. So this principle states that like pigeons coming from the different place and different distance to pick up the grains they need and return to their own place residings, individual dhatus take their requirements from ahar ras. So the pigeon with the near nest reach earlier than those with distant nest reach. So ras dhatu get nourished first, then subsequent dhatus get nourished, and lastly shukra dhatu get nourished. So due to their distance from the ahar ras. So this is, so whatever the dhatu, so which are whose location is near to the ahar ras, they get the nourished first, and whatever the dhatus which are located far away from the ahar ras, they take time for the nourishment. So the nourishment take the they get the nourishment later than the previous dhatu. So it is about the mode of the for dhatu nourishment as per the Kale Kapot Nyaya. एक काल धातु पोषण न्याय. So ahar rasat ek kalam saptasu dhatu srotansu pravesitat ras raktadi dhatu utpadyanti iti ek kalu dhatu poshan paks. Arun Dutt has commented about this ek kal dhatu poshan nyaya. Ahar ras enter into the 7 dhatu at once and provide the nourishment to the all the 7 dhatu simultaneously. It has been said that all the 7 dhatus are simultaneously get nourished by the ahar ras without taking any gap. So, व्यानेन रस धातून विक्षोपित कर्मना युगपद सर्वतः अजस्रम देह विक्षेपिते सदा. Here युगपद means that at once, simultaneously, sarvata means all the way, ajasram means abhisram, without taking any gap. So with the help of the Vyan Vayu, ahar ras is circulating throughout the body without taking any interruption or any gap, and throughout the life it provides the nourishment to the each and every dhatu or all the 7 dhatu at once or simultaneously without taking any gap. So it is about the ek kal dhatu poshan nyaya. So in this, all the dhatus are get nourished simultaneously at once without any gap. So this principle is correlated with the systemic circulation concept, and this principle is universally accepted without any criticism. So now we moving on to the all the principles. So it is clear that Ayurveda accepted the importance of the rasa in nourishment of the all the dhatus. All the nyayas are correct in their sense or in their approach, and there is no much difference among them, and it is not possible to explain dhatu poshan nyaya with the exclusion of any of them. But in this modern scientific era, it is needed to do some editing process among the all the principle to assemble the essence from the all that principle to create the universally accepted uniform principle regarding the mode of the dhatu poshan nyaya, which is much needed process or requirement need in the scientific era to propagate the Ayurveda concept and principle in the right way, and to progress the Ayurveda in the right way throughout the global individual. So it is about the dhatu poshan